I say new, like there's brands that are big that have 30 projects and have raised tons of money, but they've never finished one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you
Some
know,
of them have
and
bought deals from me.
yeah, so people are investing with these guys all the time, but they haven't been through a cycle. And
It
yeah,
seems like you're like, I thought you were just on the financing side, but it seems like you're also on the development side. You have a lot of knowledge on the development side, and you're actually pretty active, maybe in your own personal investments or whatever on the development side. So
yeah,
you're
well,
not,
just it's just how we kind of run our business. Like when I create a limited partnership that goes into that partners with a developer, I take control of the GP and I have oversight and governance over the developer. So the developer has a development management agreement where they get to make the decisions, but they have to come to us for approvals for a whole bunch of things. And because we're in so many projects, we add a ton of value to the developer. Like
mhm.
we have trades that are on site on 5 other projects right now. So when you're going to, price out, we can see what's real and what's happening and what other people are getting. Sales, the same thing. So we add a lot of value just because we're
Yeah.
so active
Just their
in
board of
different projects.
directors, like just the board of directors alone, there's so much firepower and good knowledge. It's really
Yeah.
unreal.
But the reason I asked that is because it's not just like you guys were like, oh, you guys need some money. Sure, we'll help you raise it. It was like you were like, hey, let's take a look at this project. Let's see if it's any good. Let's see if there's going to be any profits at the end, for us to bring to our investors. And so
Mhm.
like you've really gone through this already as much as you can at this point to figure out if this is something that people would be interested in,
Yeah,
right?
we ripped apart Darryl's pro forma and we're
Threw it
very
out and
conservative.
you made your own and it was
Pretty
still,
much, pretty
yeah.
much.
Oh,
We know. I mean, like Darryl said, we have a very a good board that helps us out a lot. And one of the guys on our board is one of the biggest construction managers in the city. And when we took the pro forma to him and we said we're going to build wood, he said, no, you build concrete there. It's going to be a nice, fancy building. You're not going to save enough money by building wood. Build concrete.
yeah.
And then he told us high end what it's going to cost to build high end fancy on hards, and it was much higher than Darryl's number. And we put it in the pro forma, and it still worked. So,
Nice.
so we're comfortable because we're conservative, and we think that Darryl will beat the numbers that we put together. So, yeah, we lean on the experience we have as a firm, and then the people that we have around us as well.
But you vet everything. So and like you're saying, there's some control elements. You have a lot of experience. So as you're talking to the investors and stuff, you're able to give them like really confident answers and what their expectations should be at this point.
Yeah, we know the story. We've done enough in the space that we know what hurdles he's going to run into and what challenges he's going to have, and we can help him navigate through that and deal with things that come up. And on this project, Darryl's never really built a 6-story building before, so we're going to hold his hand and be there and make sure that everything goes right, because we have a reputation to hold up with our investors. We got to make sure that our investors make money. So
I'm sure there's projects you said no to where people are coming to you saying, hey, we need lots of money, and you look at it and you're going, yeah, you do, but it's not from us.
No,
you could tell me, you could name projects in the city. There's a good chance we've seen them and turned, like we look at hundreds of projects and we do 5 or 6 a year.
that's how we met. He said no to me.
Yeah, I said no on the first one that you brought.
Right?
Yeah.
Kingston
So
or
no, in Parkdale.
Tyndall.
okay.
So yeah, we say no. I mean, we just saw one of our competitors raise a ton of money for a project downtown that we saw, and 2 other developers had this site before, and they both brought it to us, and we said no both times. And then one of our competitors went and raised money for a 3rd developer on that site. And best of luck to them. I hope they do okay. But we saw all kinds of challenges in the site in terms of actually building it, in terms of getting the zoning, in terms of getting the sales price that they want to get. So we poke a lot of holes, and we say no a lot more than we say yes. So
That's good to know. And so as an investor, somebody wants to come to you, what would you provide? Like, how do you, at this stage, I mean, obviously you're not, you're only so far down the development process, right? So what do you provide somebody as far as information to make their decision?
yeah, we show them we prepare a deck, so an investor presentation that gives them some details on the pro forma and the market and the area and the developer, and zoning and all kinds of stuff. So we present that to them. That's the main offering document. And then depending on the deal, so in this deal, we're going to put everything through a subscription agreement. We're not going to have a formal offering memorandum. So the actual investment document will be the offering memorandum. And so we list all the risks in that document. And then in the subscription agreement, we'll have a term sheet and a summary of the development management agreement terms. So the investors can get a sense of what the deal is with the developer and what controls we have in place and what fees the developer is going to take and all that kind of stuff. And then they have the opportunity to look at the limited partnership agreement as well. I'll tell you, most investors don't look at the limited partnership agreement.
I was just about to tell you that.
There's not much in it for them anyways. Most of we control the GP, and it just shows the decisions that we have to decide on with them. But the development management agreement is really the main document that we want people to look at, and that's part of the subscription agreement. So
give them trust and confidence in the process that you guys have gone through. And I think reputation and previous experiences, past success stories, all that kind of stuff, that speaks volumes to anything else. Like if I were looking at it, I wouldn't, you could give me the fanciest document in the world, but if you can't show me that, this has been a proven track record over however many years before, and that you've had other successful projects of notable developments and stuff, I would be more skeptical.
Let's be real. I mean, most investors, like, nobody believes the stuff in there completely. They know that it's like hopeful or possible, but it's like they trust you. They trust your board. They trust your experience when they're making decisions like that, because at the end of the day, nobody knows what's going to happen and when, but they trust, the people that they're investing. It's like anything else, right?
Well, and I think another thing is a lot of people have become developers in the last 5 or 6 years. So, we have a longer track record in the industry than a lot of developers do, these new developers. And I say new, like there's brands that are big that have 30 projects and have raised tons of money, but they've never finished one.
Yeah.
Some
of them have bought deals from me.
Yeah, so people are investing with these guys all the time, but they haven't been through a cycle. And I've been around since 11, but my partner is Anthony Heller, and he tells me stories of one of the stories that I think you guys might like is in the early 90s, we had a big recession and real estate prices dropped by 25%. And one of my favorite stories of Plaza Corp is that they were doing retail plazas, before the 90s. And Woolworths was a tenant, and Woolworths went bankrupt, and the plazas were in trouble. But he also was building in 91. He had 3 condo developments. I think it was like 300 and something units under construction. They were mostly owner occupiers. It wasn't really investors back then, but they didn't have 20% deposits. They maybe had 10% deposits, and they lost 20% value overnight. 3 people didn't close. 3 people didn't close.
That's it.
And so that's what made him decide to go into residential. He said, when people are buying a house, they're going to close. And now you have a 20% deposit and you can get sued by the developer if you don't close. People are going to figure out a way to close, even if they've lost value. And that's
like $60,000, $80,000 condos probably at the time, right?
Yeah, they weren't the same price for sure. But it just shows that there's a lot more resilience in the residential market than in other parts of real estate. And then, to me, the anecdote is more of like, well, he's been through these cycles. He knows what to expect and how to navigate. And a lot of developers today have only seen the market going up.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you got anything from one of these clips. And if you want to see some more, press something on the screen here. Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.